Well, here we are. Episode 6 of Shadow of the Colossus. And this is the Colossus I'm going after. That's the one. Now, to get to this Colossus is a little different than the other ones because it's not about going straight to it. This one takes a little more finesse to get to it. It's a little more, there's a little more to it than just going straight to its lair. You actually have to, well, I'm going to be going through a couple different areas. But I feel like that's a really good excuse to maybe talk about the not so open world nature of this game. Now what do I mean by that? So in most open world games, you know, there's usually, more often than not, there's usually an excuse or two as to why you would want to, say, go back to previous areas or, you know, go off the beaten path and explore in areas you're not necessarily supposed to go to yet. And this game doesn't really work that way. Yes, the Forbidden Land is all the way open. I mean, you can really basically go wherever you want at any point in the game. But you have to follow the orders of Dorman. And that is to say, you have to go where they tell you to go to progress the game. That means that you cannot do the Colossi out of order. You have to do it in the order that Dorman gives them to you. So, I mean, really, I think if anybody describes this as an open world game, I think, I honestly would have to disagree. I don't think they're right at all. If anything, I think the reason that the game has this sort of large map and kind of requires you to, you know, kind of go on your horse and go navigate, it's really more about the sort of sense of emptiness and the sense of and the sense of traveling through this sort of voided out wilderness of sorts, and it's not really open. It's very, very linear. Like, it's very obvious that the game wants you to go in very specific directions and to very specific places. Also, I don't know what's up with Aggro, but she does not want to run in this tall grass for some reason. I guess that sort of makes sense, though. I imagine it wouldn't be very comfortable for a horse to do so, but still, it's like, I really would like you to go a little faster, if possible. Oh, there we go. Well, what is this? What is this? Huh. Okay, so it's like a little cave. Oh, okay, that's cute. I didn't know that was in this. Okay, so just for reference, what this is like a little visual, like, Easter egg for The Last Guardian. That's cool. I did not know that that was in here. That's really neat. Obviously, that was not in the original PlayStation 2 game. Obviously, because The Last Guardian did not exist in any form at that point. But it would appear I am going this way. I might hoof it on foot now. Let's have a look. What am I looking at here? What is all this? But yeah, back to what I was saying. I mean, this is not an open world. It's just a big kind of playground for you to explore, but only within reason. As really, there's no real reason not to there's no reason not to follow the directions of Dorman as far as the as far as where you go and how you go. And I would really like to get this lizard wherever it went. I hear it, but I don't see it. There it is. Oh, hey, and there's some fruit. Wow, I get to kind of take care of both of these at the same time. That's awesome. So yeah, I think I'd made mention of this before about the lizards and the fruit, but what that's about is the fruit, if you eat it, will give you extra health, I believe. And the white-tailed lizards specifically, like the normal lizards, you can eat their tails and that will refill your health. But the white-tailed lizards, they actually will raise your stamina, I believe. So I actually got one, well, 2 of the fruit and 1 of the tails, so that's actually really cool. I didn't expect to be able to do that. And also, this is kind of a neat little area. It's just like a marsh. It's really cool. I don't remember ever coming here before. Like I said, though, this Colossus is a bit tricky to find. It's not, you know, it's not as obvious as to where you're supposed to go. The game gives you sort of a vague notion of where you need to go, and then you kind of have to suss it out on your own. And I think that, honestly, is about the only reason why this game has a kind of open map that it does. It really, you know, the map here is open world in much the same way as, like, say, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is a, quote, open world. It's not really big, and it's not really, like, you know, it's not like what you would consider a modern open world game, but instead it's a map that kind of also allows for a little bit of exploration when necessary. We're definitely getting a good little bit of exploration here. Oh boy. And yeah, that's right, we have to come out through here. So this is a really unique area. This is the desert. And it is a straight up desert. As you can see, the sun is far brighter out here. The colors are even more washed out than they were previously. It's just it is a straight up desert, and it's really cool. Aha. I believe we have arrived at our destination. Alright, stop, you silly horse. Here we are. This must be the place. Oh yeah. I really love the design of this particular area. It's really, it is like going spelunking at this point. It's just really moody and atmospheric. I mean, this game just oozes with atmosphere. I really can't think of a lot of video games that do this sort of atmosphere this well. I mean, look at this. This is so neat. Now we're kind of doing something a little different too. This is kind of a neat little twist on the standard that the game has sort of set up to this point, and that instead of climbing, now we're kind of dropping carefully. That didn't sound good. Okay, so here is what the developers referred to as Minotaur B. This is Barba. Barba is a pretty interesting Colossus fight in that it is, you're not really trying to fight him right now, you're really trying to just get away from him. He is, he's not climbable, and he really hurts. Like, he will, Barba can really, like, you get hit by it, it might be a game over. So you're just trying to run. Try to get his attention, shall we? There we go. Oh, no, I messed that up badly. Okay. We'll run away. Run way away. So as I'm sure you're now aware, the trick with Barba is you've got to get his attention, hide behind one of these columns, and then wait for him to take a peek. And then you climb his big old beard. Kind of similar to the Phaedra fight, if only because you're going back to the same old, you know, trick him into taking a look at things a little closer. But obviously it is a little different, because Barba is a lot more, oh geez, this thing is a lot more aggressive. It really does not want you on its head. At least get something started here, maybe. Alright. Try to get some stamina back, because, by God. But yeah, this one, again, the developers refer to it as Minotaur B, so it has a lot in common design-wise with Valis, the first Colossus that I fought in this game. It's obviously the fight itself is different. The way you actually initiate doing damage is clearly very different than Valis. But it's Barba's design is very reminiscent of Valis, though obviously this one, its face is a bit different. Some of the details on its body are definitely different, and of course it has that very large beard, which definitely gives it a very unique look. Okay, now I need to figure out where this next, oh geez, where this next sigil is. I believe it's, wait a minute, is it on its back? Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Another wonderful piece of music by Ko Otani. This is I know this one is actually quite a popular piece in the game. I've seen a lot of people cite this one. This piece of music is their favorite. It's got a very rousing, like bombastic, adventurous theme going on with it. Ooh, oh jeez, really not looking great on stamina right now. Oh jeez. Barba really does not like you getting on his back, like at all. I might have to reset on him. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to, because I was either that or I was gonna have to fall off, and I'd rather not fall off. If I can get his attention again. Come on. Kind of funny because once you go out of his sight, he really doesn't care about you at all. But you know, if you irritate him enough, he definitely wants to figure out what's sticking him. Such a weird image. This big hulking beast looking real close at you. Very hard to navigate this. Get my stamina back up. I should be able to finish him off now. Oh God. Thank goodness Wonder has a really good grip, because I mean he is just, I mean, flinging him left and right and all over the place. Also notice, I love the little detail that he's got all the dirt in his fur, and so when he starts shaking like that, all that dirt starts to, you know, slough off him. It's a really cool effect. But now Barba is defeated. That is it for him. I believe that would be it for this episode. And yeah, I do always try to run away from these things. There's no way not to get hit by them, but you know, it's always good to have a little hope sometimes. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. I hope you enjoyed that one. I really liked that fight, so hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did playing it. In any case, thank you for watching. Glad you stopped in, and I hope you'll come back again for more Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, so bye-bye.